So thank you, Shriram, for joining us. I'll just do a quick introduction about Shriram. So Shriram's a dedicated sound meditation teacher and the founder of Sound Meditation India, pioneering the exploration and application of sound as a transformative tool for wellness and self discovery. With over 8 years of immersive experience in the realms of sound meditation, yoga, Kalaripayattu, Sriram brings a unique blend of ancient wisdom and modern techniques to his practice. Having delved deeply into the realms of sound meditation, Sri Ram has honed his expertise through years of dedicated study and practice. With a passion for sharing the profound benefits of sound healing, Sri Ram has trained over 600 teachers through various workshops, retreats, and immersive training programs, empowering these teachers to become successful sound meditation practitioners in their own right. Through Sriram's guidance, these teachers have embarked on their journeys of transformation, spreading the healing power of sound across diverse communities. In addition to his work with individual practitioners, he also specializes in providing sound meditation and yoga training tailored for corporate environments to really help relieve stress and promote relaxation, focus, and overall well being. Sri Ram's driven by a profound commitment of spreading transformative power of sound. Sri Ram is on a mission to make sound meditation and yogic practices accessible to all by demystifying ancient practices and offering practical tools of self-care and inner exploration. Sri Ram seeks to empower individuals to unlock their innate potential for healing and self-realization. Thank you, Sriram, for joining us today. What an honor to have you.
Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Okay, Sriram, can you tell us a little bit about your journey into sound healing and how you got introduced to all of these healing tools?
Okay, so my journey into sound healing began in 2016, so it was exactly 8 years ago. I've been a teacher of yogic sciences. So through yogic sciences, I was introduced to one of the forms of yoga called as Nada Yoga, and through which I heard of sound meditation, which falls under Arhata Nada Yoga. So my one of my I still remember one of my first experiences of sound meditation was through a couple who were traveling and had come from Bali, and they conducted a singing bowl meditation session, and I was absolutely amazed on how effortlessly I could just let go and relax for that 40 minutes, and I was equally energetic afterwards as I would do in after intense sadhana or a practice. So one of the most interesting things was every other modality you have to put a certain kind of effort into achieving certain outcome. um,
Right.
Different modalities are so powerful. Yoga nidra is powerful for you to explore the different areas of your mind to enhance this meditative level, but sound meditation is especially really powerful because it's the most effortless modality. All you have to do is just be at the space where you are exposed to certain healing frequencies, completely surrender, allow the healing frequencies to take you on an inner journey, and it'll most probably just rejuvenate you and enhance your well-being more than anything else. So that was my first session, and since then I've been into research and development of these
Oh,
modalities, working with different instruments.
that's lovely. So, how do all of these instruments, help in healing? And today we're especially talking about, healing through tuning forks and frequencies. So, how does all of this work? Can you explain a little bit to us?
Yes, of course. So, all of us, right? The viewers also can connect to this. So most of us have grown up watching Indian movies or different movies where, especially these movies where if US is fighting Russia and there is a certain prisoner of war, he would be kept in a chamber where they would just play screeching sounds and to torture the person. Yes. So we also, if you're just driving through Bangalore traffic, you would get annoyed just by the
Yeah.
traffic sound. Yeah. So we all know that sounds and vibrations really affect us on a deeper level. But if certain sounds and vibrations affect us negatively, there should also be certain sounds and vibrations from certain different healing instruments that should affect us positively. Yes?
Right.
And this is not a new ideology. This is just recognizing that this has always been a part of our Indic culture. So if you would see especially in Hinduism, right? Every god is associated with a particular musical instrument, correct? So we
That's true.
have Krishna associated with the flute, Shiva associated with the damru, Saraswati with the veena, Ganesha with the tabla. But we have never gone into depth to analyze, wait a minute, this is a god, but he plays a particular instrument and a sound. What has this got to do with him owning that personality or that strength that comes with being a divine being? Correct? So as a part of the Hindu culture, we know, okay, playing a bell during a puja has a certain significance. It helps you to clear your mind. It helps you to bring away a certain amount of positivity in wherever you are. So all of these have always been a part of a culture, but we have not gone deep into that. Now, having said that, there are certain instruments that are made up with certain material which
Mhm.
create certain powerful vibrations of sound that are very conducive to our body's own healing mechanism and heal us from within. So that is how these instruments are. To mention a few, there are gongs, singing bowls, tuning forks, there are chimes, there are something called as pulsating tube, there are hand pans. All of these instruments produce very rhythmic tones which really help you to calm your mind, which help you to let go of any psychosomatic stress within the body. So yeah, these ways are the this is the way that all instruments work and these frequencies work.
That's beautiful. And can you tell us a little more about tuning forks? Do they have a history?
Okay, so we do have a history. So there's a person called as John Shore who first
Mhm.
started using tuning forks to tune different musical instruments. But coming into the 20th century, we know that doctors use tuning forks to check the bone density, to check if hearing is proper in a person. Yes. So through that modality, different sound healers in the 20th century started working on different frequencies that are very healing in nature. Yes. Now, tuning forks are the one of the easiest instruments that you can tune to a particular frequency, because if you see a singing bowl, if you see a gong, they produce multitude of frequencies and multitude of notes. So you
Okay.
can't really pinpoint one particular frequency that lasts for a longer amount of time. Tuning fork is the only instrument that can hold the exact frequency from the start to the end without moving up and down completely. But other instruments like singing bowls, gong, crystal singing bowls produce different tones of sort. So, sorry, different binaural beats of sort that help
Mhm.
you to create a centering effect. But tuning fork creates only one frequency for a prolonged period of time that can be used really well in healing.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's good.
Yes.
Okay. And what are tuning forks made of?
Okay, so generally, so for those of you wondering, this is a tuning fork. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so this would be called a stem, and these are prongs. Yes,
Okay.
and there are two types of tuning forks that are available. One is a unweighted tuning fork, other one is a weighted tuning fork. All right.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
there are dominantly three different materials that are used to produce a tuning fork. One is aluminum, which is the best to produce a tuning fork, which has the capacity to hold vibrations for a longer amount of time. The second one is steel. Steel is relatively cheaper to aluminum, so any of the fakes that would be available in the market would be made up of steel because it's just available at a cheaper rate and to do it, and they hold very little vibrations. The
Okay.
third material that is used to make a tuning fork, and it is used quite often these days, are crystals. So they are crystal tuning forks also that they are used. But
Okay.
of all of them that I've worked with, aluminum tuning forks, tuning fork made of aluminum alloy is the
Mhm.
best for healing.
Okay. And then how do you use these tuning forks? Do we put them on acupressure points at different parts of the body? How do you like use them in a healing session?
Okay, so that's a great question, and it's actually a very elaborate question of sorts. Yes, so like I mentioned, there are two different types of tuning forks. One is a unweighted tuning fork, and one is a weighted tuning fork. Yes,
Okay.
so in order to understand how you can use this tuning forks, it's very important to understand where are the uses of a weighted tuning fork, where are the uses of an unweighted tuning fork. Yes,
Okay.
so these both have a different use case altogether. Now, the weighted tuning forks are nothing but the same unweighted tuning forks, but with weights on top, which enhances the reverberation of the tuning fork. Yes. So, like you were mentioning, how do you use a tuning fork? Do you use on an acupressure point? Do you use on any pain point of the body? Do you use on any marma points of the body? Do
Mm-hmm.
you use on chakra points of the body? For all of the uses with the body, you would want a weighted tuning fork to be there. Yes,
Oh, okay.
because these help you to penetrate the reverberations of the tuning fork deep into the muscular skeleton level, bringing about profound changes within the body and on a bone. So, our skin is very sensitive towards any kind of vibrations. That is why we can feel cold, that is why we can feel heat, that is why we can feel the wind. So, once you tap and the tuning fork starts resonating and you place it at a certain particular point, the vibrations seep into the skin, the tissues, and go to the bone.
Okay.
On the bone level, yes, our body is like a sonic board. So it's amazing how it creates such a profound effect. If you experience a tuning fork and just place it on somewhere of a bone which has a good amount of density, you'd feel the reverberations pass through every corner of the site. So our bones are hollow in nature. That also helps you to carry the reverberations very well. And 70% of the body is water. So reverberations passes through water better than any other medium, reaching all the parts of the body that seems to be stagnant and blocked, helping you to remove any stagnancy or blockages and rejuvenating the body. So those are about weighted tuning forks that can be used on the energy points, tissues, ligaments, tendons, bones, any knots that you have on a muscular skeletal level. For all of that, you can use a weighted tuning fork tuned to a particular frequency. Now, the unweighted tuning forks also have a special use case. The
Mhm.
unweighted tuning forks are used to create a certain kind of a space on the energy body of a person. Yes. So we all carry a certain thing called aura, right? So
Right.
that is called as a biofield. We all carry different things from a past, a present, our own persona is there in our biofield. That is why even when we are talking to each other, we say, "Oh my God, I like his or her aura. The personality she carries is amazing, or the personality he carries is amazing," right? So, if you have any stagnancy in your own aura, unweighted tuning forks are the best to clear anything. So you would just want to strike it and keep it closer to your body and just wash anything away or break any patterns that is not required for you anymore, leading you into a sense of balance. So um, like I mentioned, during the weighted tuning fork you would feel the reverberations on every corner of the body.
Right.
Interestingly, for the unweighted tuning fork, you would feel a profound sense of pull, just like how the hairs on the top of your skin are standing up. You would feel that sensation as you move the tuning fork above your skin. So that is the ways in which both the different kinds of tuning fork work on the body and the mind.
Okay. That's lovely. So then basically the tuning fork not just works on the physical body, but also on the energy body.
Exactly, exactly. It works on the energy body and also the biofield around the body, your aura of the body.
And have you had instances in maybe your students where, they felt a relief of stress or any emotional discomfort or emotional issues that they've been feeling, and you've had the opportunity to kind of heal all of that. Can you share a few examples?
Of course. Okay. So, um, before I share examples, and it
Mhm,
sounds very unrealistic,
mhm.
it is important for us to understand how these things happen, and then we
Yeah,
connect to better, at least for our understanding of, okay, it is possible. It is not like I'm listening to a story that happened. Correct.
right.
Now, think of a normal day-to-day language, right? What would you say? Oh my God, I'm so stressed in life. I have so many different responsibilities that I should shoulder on a daily basis, with the different roles I have to play in life. Correct. So if you have to shoulder different responsibilities, oftentimes we all of us have felt this, right? We feel we are carrying the weight of these responsibilities on our shoulder. Yes.
Mhm.
Can you show me the physical weight of these responsibilities? No, you cannot, correct? But we feel the weight of the responsibilities on our shoulder, correct? But for some reason, we are not, our coping mechanism of these weight of these responsibilities has crossed a certain threshold. Then these weight of the responsibilities start becoming something called as psychosomatic pains within the body itself. Yes. So that is why if a person is also perfectly healthy, doing everything that he has to on a physical plane, but has to deal with a lot of stress, lot of decision making on a day-to-day time, is handling different responsibilities, with the weight on his shoulders, he would start getting a shoulder pain within them. Yes. So this
Right.
shoulder pain is on an energetical level. Yes. Now, having that on an energetical level, when you're working on the shoulder, the physical shoulder pain will also affect the energetical plane of the shoulder, which is our Vishuddha chakra. Yes.
Right.
So anything that you want to articulate better, anything, every nerve that has to pass from the lower body to the higher body has to pass through this single line towards the brain to signal different things for the body, and the mind has to signal to the body. Correct. So this will cause different nervous imbalances within the body. So if with this understanding, now we can understand that, oh okay, if somebody is going through a thyroid problem, it may not be only something that is physically wrong with them, but it may also be something. Thyroid is basically a psychosomatic pain, psychosomatic illness. So something that is wrong with their energy level also, and how they are processing something happened mentally and emotionally. Now, having said that, you can use a weighted tuning fork of a particular frequency over that part of the neck where they're feeling, to balance the thyroid issues, to let go of any psychosomatic shoulder pain, to let go of any different pains in the body. Now, I gave a single example of a shoulder,
Right.
correct? But there has been a research on our aura or the biofield, which is called as biofield mapping. And this biofield mapping suggests how we store different stressors on different areas of the body on an energetical plane. If somebody is doing everything right and they are still having a knee pain, it may be something to do with emotionally or mentally that they are going through at that point of time.
Mhm.
If you clear that on energy space, the knee pain will automatically go. So I have worked on many such cases where somebody has a psychosomatic pain, but they never figured out what to do after going to a lot of physios, doing yoga, stretches, and everything else. But with a few sessions working with different frequency of tuning folks and helping them clear away any mental stagnancy or emotional stagnancy that they may be carrying on energetical level, the knee pain or the shoulder pain has been gone. Now, this is on a very psychosomatic level, but I've also had phenomenal results with pregnant women who have undergone C-section after birthing,
Mhm.
because of which they have lower back pain. So the
Right.
weighted tuning forks of a particular frequency really help you to rejuvenate that part of the body and help you to relieve lower back pain. Apart from giving examples of others, which means just sound like boasting, But my exact, I remember my transformational journey that came with tuning folks was when I met with an accident. So
Okay.
I met with a really bad bike accident last year where a lot of my skin was out. So there's a tuning fork called as 528 hertz tuning fork. It is responsible for cellular regeneration. Just using the forks for 1 week, wherever there had to be at least spots of an accident was completely gone. It just looks there's not
Wow.
even something like dead skin. It just looks like okay, new skin. There's nothing happened on here, and I got complete mobility. There was no swelling, no soreness, even after 4 days of using that. So
Wow.
that is where my self belief in tuning fork as a modality really took a drastic turn.
That's awesome. You spoke about biofield mapping. Can you, how is that mapped? Is there an instrument? How does it work? And then when you work on a client, like, do you see their biofield mapping and then according to that work on it?
Okay. So there's this very famous book for tuning folks called as Tuning the Biofield.
Okay.
It's by a healer called as Ellen from the US. Now, in her research, she has mapped how we store different stressors in the body, and that is called as biofield mapping. Yes.
Okay.
So now let me give you an example of how this comes. This is been in the Eastern philosophy and also in the Western philosophy. Yes. Now think you're in a situation where you want to do something in your life, but because of certain circumstantial issues, you're not able to do anything in your life. How would
Okay.
that make you feel? Yes, that will make you feel like you're stuck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that so your legs are just firmly stuck like they're in quicksand and you're not able to do anything even though you want to do a lot of things, correct? Now
Yeah.
this feeling of getting stuck, has it does it have anything to do with physical stuck? No, but circumstantially there may be a lot of things that may be happening in your life which may be stopping you from taking the next step in your life. Now that will lead to a knee pain because you're constantly feeling stuck like your feet are immersed in a quicksand, even though you're energetically or your inertia is taking you forward, but you feel stuck in the same space. So that will lead to a knee pain or an ankle pain or a hip pain. So, based on those things, so that is how even I try to gauge what is best for my students or clients when they come. Then I talk to them, understand them, what is it. You can most of the time find a correlation between okay, there may be a certain overactive or underactive part of their energy center at certain point of time or an energy center or chakra at a certain point of time, or because of this mental or emotional thing they may be going at certain point of time, they're getting this physical pain.
Right.
And it's also the other way around. Yes. um, Imagine if you want something in your life. Yes. Now let's say you want a glass of water, but you have something hurt in your hand which is stopping you to extend your hand to take that water. Yes. How is that going to make you feel? That is going to make you feel helpless, right?
Yeah.
But it is because of a physical plane you're mentally feeling very helpless, correct? Now to overcome it, there are different methods through which you can progressively overcome it. So my usually it's through conversations that I try to understand what a particular person may be going through. Is there something which is overactive or underactive at any point of time which is throwing them out of balance, and how the modality can help to bring them back to balance.
Got it. So then you get tuning forks that are, that vibrate at different frequencies and they are for certain chakras or for certain organs of the body. Is that how one is supposed to pick different tuning forks? Or, like how you get a chakra set, there are seven, sorry, a singing bowl set, there are seven, and then you just like work through different chakras and overall it kind of works in the whole body. So how are tuning forks different?
Okay, so that's a very good question and also a very elaborate one. All right. Um, okay, so let's understand it as two different parts, understanding certain basics that are associated with it as well. Yes. So, of course, there are different frequencies that are associated with different chakras, and you can
Mhm.
get a chakras tuning fork set. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But because you can tune a tuning fork to any different particular frequency, you can get a tuning fork to different particular frequencies, literally anything that you want. So now scientifically there are different modalities where you can find out what's a particular frequency of a particular part of the body.
Right.
So, on a cellular level, our cells are constantly vibrating at every point of time that is giving away to a certain pulse or a sound. And through a process called as cyma therapy,
Mhm.
or to a process called as yeah, it's called therapy, where you vibroacoustically analyze what is the on a cellular level of a knee, of a shoulder, of a palm, of a finger. What is the frequency at which a healthy cell is reverberating at? Now, if I know a healthy cell has to be of a palm has to be reverberating at 50 hertz,
Mhm.
then I can design a tuning fork for 50 hertz, and I can use it in the application of entraining my palm. If somebody has a pain in the palm, I can use a tuning fork to start matching the energetical frequency of the palm and removing any blockages and entraining that. So, in that realm, there are now a few hundred tuning fork frequencies and a few hundred tuning forks that come with it. Yes, but uh, I found that if you have about 3 4 tuning forks that are called as auto tuning fork sets, they go
Okay.
really well, work well on working on the physical body. And if you have something called as a solfeggio tuning fork set
Yes.
with unweighted, they work really well on the energy system of the body. So uh, to answer your question very elaborately, for anything and everything, there's a particular frequency, and I can make a tuning fork for it.
Oh, are you serious? So then how does it work? So then say if I have a particular issue that I want to work on, say like you were mentioning the knee. So I can get any tuning fork and then you kind of tune it to that. And once I'm done with it, we neutralize it and then you tune it to another frequency. Is that how it works?
No.
Okay.
What you so knowing that the knee healthy knee reverberates at a particular frequency,
Right.
I can tune a tuning fork to the particular frequency, and that tuning fork will retain the particular frequency for forever.
Uh, for
You
life.
cannot retune it to anything else.
Okay.
But using it, you can work on the knee for as long as possible. So there cannot be any energetical imbalance in the instrument itself, but it'll help you to rejuvenate on a regular basis. Even if you're going through chronic pain, and eventually after strengthening you can lead a healthy life.
Okay. So if it's for like a healthy body, you're saying just two, three auto tuning forks are sufficient so that like give you a range of frequencies for the healthy body and you kind of get three, four, and then use it for the whole body.
Yes, auto tuning fork set should be more than enough. A chakra tuning fork set will be better, and that should be enough. And the solfeggio unweighted tuning fork set will really help you to work on the energetic body as well, physical body as well. So all of these should be taken care of by these three set of tuning forks.
Nice. And then can one do the tuning fork sessions on themselves, or do we need a therapist always?
Yes. So oftentimes sound healers have a um, not 100% benefits of whatever modality they are experts for, because they cannot get a sound bath themselves when they are giving a sound bath to everybody else, correct? I so wish every time I give a sound bath using bowls, gongs, I can feel that restful energy that has to be there after a sound bath that I know my student is experiencing. But those instruments cannot, but these instruments can. So it
Okay.
is also extremely powerful in that way that these are one of the instruments that anybody can use for their own self well-being in the best way possible, and also can assist others for longer periods of time. um, the second thing is, any other instrument that is available there for a certain amount of healing. Let's say there's a chakra tuned singing bowl set, right?
Mhm.
um, so there's a chakra tuning folk set, right? So in that, a particular bowl will be related to your Vishuddha chakra, yes.
Mhm.
But oftentimes it is very inaccessible to keep a bowl there for you to experience the reverberations of the bowl, what is intended to do. Of course, you can feel the reverberations from away from you as well. But the tuning fork will really help you to, you can place it exactly at the chakra point for you to feel the reverberations of it into the body.
It's very interesting to know.
Yes. Okay. So now I have a very interesting experiment that we can try,
Okay.
where we can see how a tuning fork can really work on dislodging any deep-seated pattern within us, to clear space, or to clear anything at a localized spot within the body. Yes. So we discussed that 70% of our body is water, and reverberations travel through water better than any other medium. Yes.
Right.
So through the water medium, if we expose ourselves towards any healthy vibrations, you should be able to rejuvenate your entire body over a very short amount of time. Yes. So for this, I have a glass with water.
Mhm.
All of you, or some of you at least, might have watched the experiments done with the singing bowl, where they pour water into the singing bowl and start singing it, and it'll start creating sprouts, or it'll start creating beautiful patterns in it. So the same will work for tuning forks as well. So if I just strike it, so I have a thing to strike it. So this is called, this is a rubber base for me to strike the tuning fork on. So if I
Okay.
just strike on it, I think some of you may also be able to hear this, and just place it on the surface, it will just sprout up. So, and it's just not a gentle sprout, it has come over the laptop and everything else as well now. So, a gentle touch of the tuning fork onto the surface of the body will really disperse the energy in all different directions. Yes. So, if you have missed it, I'll do it again so that you can watch it. Yes. So, this is one way for you to know that these instruments are really significant in dislodging any patterns within the body that may not be serving you anymore.
That's lovely. That's such a practical way for us to kind of understand how it works in the body. Because, like you said, right, 70-80% of our body is water. So that's how the healing actually happens. So, thank you for that. That was very nice. And I was just wondering, how long does it typically take? Like, how many sessions would one need to take for something they're working on and trying to heal?
Okay, so this is very subjective in nature. I
Right.
found the students who walk in have able to see in very tangible change from the first session itself. But if there is something that a person has been working on for a very long time, it may also take a few sessions for you to let go of it. Yes, so rather, I always tell this in my classes, in my teachers' training courses, in anything that I ever conduct, right?
Mhm.
So I really like to mention that it's like you're working with any other modality. Yes, you don't walk into the gym and tell, oh, I want to get biceps today, I want it to look like this today. Yes, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Correct. It's a progressive thing, and you don't have to stress yourself if you miss gym one or 2 days, because you know you're trying to become the best version of yourself. This
Right.
modality is also works in the same way. It is helping you to become the best version of yourself It is teaching your body how to let go of stress, any psychosomatic pains, improving its vitality and immunity for it to rejuvenate itself from within. Yes, so it can happen over a day or two, or it may take a few sessions, but
Okay.
definitely you'll be able to see a progressive change even if you're attending 4 5 sessions, you will be able to see a
Mhm.
tangible and progressive change over a period of time.
It's nice. And are tuning folks something that we can integrate along with other therapies that we're doing, like say yoga or other sound healing instruments that we're using, or just acupressure, anything else?
Yes, 100%. So we have spoken about so much about relieving aches, pain, discomfort, and everything, right? So a lot of physiotherapists now, as of now, have been started using tuning forks for them to remove any knots on a muscular level so that they can work on a deeper level during the massage sessions. You
Oh.
can also integrate this into your yoga sessions to bring about a sense of centering between the left and right hemisphere of a brain by using two different tuning forks. You can definitely use it during your sound meditation sessions or sound bath sessions to bring about a profound change in the mental spectrum using two different tuning forks which are struck on either side of the ear. So this has multitude of benefits, but in my practice I've seen it work phenomenally well in two places. One is any kind of therapy, acupuncture, massage, physiotherapy, and everything like that all comes under a healing facet of it. And
Mhm.
also, other than that, just a sound meditation, a sound bath, or just for the experience of it to get a deeper sense of reverberations, to get a deeper sense of calmness between the sounds and vibrations. You can use it for yourself during a short session of sound meditation as well.
And it's got to be done one to one, or you can do it like for an entire class. It'll still be as effective.
Tuning forks of different sizes work on different way.
Okay.
Larger tuning forks can be used for one to many,
Okay.
but smaller tuning forks are to be used only one to one, and
One
it's a
to
very
one.
personalized experience.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
like how a gong or a singing bowl, a crystal singing bowl works on one to many and one to one also really well.
Yeah.
In the case of a tuning fork, it's a lot more personalized and very intimate experience for you to experience the reverberations. So it works better one to one.
And then in a yoga session, do you use it at the end during Shavasana? Is that when you use it?
Yes, so you can use it during Shavasana towards the end. Also, you can just, like I mentioned, right? You can walk with a couple of tuning forks and play it on either side of the ear to
Okay.
cause a sense of brainwave entrainment of sorts for them to experience a binaural beat, enter into a deeper state of alpha and beta brainwave states where they feel a lot more meditative in nature. Any brain fog will be cleared out. Any sense of uh, some of us have this thing, oh, I have a tightness here, I have a tightness here, and we tend to manifest a tightness after a yoga session, right? So it'll really help you to not feel that as well post any workout or a yoga session. Or
Oh,
yoga is not
so even
it's
during
not
the
only yoga.
asanas, when we're holding the asanas, you kind of just go strike it when they're holding the asana. Can. Oh,
I wouldn't suggest that.
just during
Uh,
Shavasana.
Yeah, just during Shavasana, because then you would have a very mixed attention, right? You won't even focus on the asana, you won't even focus on the reverberations of the tuning fork. So it would be nice that way if you could switch in between asana and a tuning fork like we switch in between apps, but that would certainly not be recommended from my end.
Good. Thank you. So we do have a question here from Saurabh. Saurabh, do you want to just unmute yourself and ask the question?
So, um, I want to know, like, how would you describe the difference between just listening to the sound, hearing the sound versus experiencing it in proximity. So, like if I strike a tuning fork here near a body part versus I'm listening to, say, a tongue drum, which is also like collection of the shape, then they work like tuning forks. So, listening to a tongue drum being played, what would, how would you describe the difference?
Okay, so that's actually a very great question, and so it's the same as you would with any other instrument as well. So when you're listening through any electronical medium, I understand that is what you're trying to ask, or just listening to the sound in the physical medium itself.
Both. I mean, just the difference between just hearing and feeling it. Like if I play an instrument, say like 100 meters away, and I'm just hearing it, maybe in physical space, maybe online, I don't know.
Okay, so I will answer this question in two parts. Yes, because there are a lot of YouTube videos. They would then suggest, okay, listen to this 528 hertz frequency, and he'll help you to rejuvenate on a cellular level. Correct. So those frequencies are generated in the terms of a binaural beat generator. Those also have an effect in because our auditory signal is directly connected towards the vagus nerve that passes through different critical organs of the body that will engage the parasympathetic response of the body, through which a deep sense of healing is triggered. Yes, so for an external electrical medium it also works, but it works profoundly better when you do it on a physical space. That way you can really experience the reverberations also of the instrument along with the sound. So that way you get the maximum effort of the reverberations passing through the water element within the body, helping you to entrain different parts of the body that is required for you to reverberate at a higher level. So the third thing is, tuning forks are, like I mentioned, they are very personal and intimate in nature. Not like a storm drum or a tongue drum where you can feel the reverberations throughout the room when you play. These generate very specific frequencies that don't last that very long, but coming into in a very close proximity of it, there's no chance anybody can escape its profound changes that you can experience with the sound. So in a group, probably if you just strike for 100 meters, there's nobody is going to experience a tuning fork. You will need to play it closer to them for them to feel the maximum benefit of it. I hope that answers your question. Yes, thank you.
Okay. Do we have any more questions from anyone in the audience?
Yeah, hi. Yeah, what a great session, firstly. Thank you so much. I had experienced once that they were using two tuning forks of different frequencies and doing it like simultaneously in different ears. And the logic was that it creates like a deficit of, say, a certain frequency, which was, I think, -4 at that time, which has a third healing effect. And so, of course, that was like really layered, and I didn't have time to understand that. But yeah, if yeah, what do you think about that kind of modality, and does it work that way?
Yes. Yeah, you heard that right, and it works that way. So consider me having two different tuning forks. Yeah. So uh, when I strike these two different tuning forks and place it on the different sides of the ear, your left side of the brain is perceiving a certain frequency, your right side of the brain is perceiving certain sound and frequency. There's something called as midbrain, then, which starts recognizing the difference in these between these two frequencies and starts tuning into it. And that way, if the difference was, like in your case, if it was 4 hertz, then you would really start tuning into the brain waves, would start reducing drastically and move into a delta brainwave state. So that is something called as a brainwave entrainment, which also can be enhanced using two different tuning forks. um, Now the synchronicity of this can be used through multitude of instruments. Even if I place a singing bowl here, singing bowl here, I strike it, I can still get it. If I play something called as a pulse tube that generates a constant pulsing sound, that also will be able to generate it. But if you have, because tuning forks can be tuned to two different absolutely pure healing frequencies. You get the benefits of it multitude just by placing two different tuning forks on either side, because then you would cross that synchronization of the left and right hemisphere of a brain and cross a midbrain activation as well.
So then you don't have to, so say if I played a particular frequency on my left and the other one on the right, do I have to go back and switch and play it on different ears as well, or not necessary?
Yeah, you can do that as well. Our ears are naturally have something called as the frequency follow response.
Okay.
And interestingly, very interestingly, most likely, if you strike this and do this, for most of the time, whichever ear would have heard the first frequency, if you're going like this, you will be able to hear the same frequency on this ear even when you're traversing. Only when it's closer here, we'll be able to hear this tuning fork frequency here and this tuning fork frequency here. So most of the time this happens that way, but yeah, it is also recommended that you do this and then for the next round,
Balance it out.
and then the next round do this.
Okay, that's very, very interesting. Okay,
And
thanks, Mahima, for the question.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions from anybody else?
Anything that you like to ask, anything that you like to share as well about the session now that we are near to the end of the session?
Yeah, and Sriram, you and Arjun are hosting a residential retreat in Bangalore at the end of November for 2 days, right? So, can you share a little more about the whole retreat? What are you going to be covering in that retreat?
Okay, great. So yes, me and Arjun are hosting a very special retreat, which is happening on November 30th and December 1st. So it's a 2 days, full day retreats, which is power packed with sessions to introduce to different healing instruments, with tuning fork being one of them. You will learn what is the importance of each element, how to use each element, get some practical experience with it, how to work with digital instruments, construct a sound bath or a sound meditation session, learn about the healing essence of each instrument, how we can apply it to an individual, how we can work with groups with respect to different instruments, and also help you to recognize the what is the best instrument that is out there. Yes, because in the capitalistic world that we live in, for any good thing there's also a very fake thing. Correct. So and it's very hard to tell in between those, if not you don't have any experience with it. So in first hand you will be able to gain a lot of insight on, okay, what is it that you wanted to work with, what are the different instruments that are out there. This will also give you an idea on what how you want to take forward your sound healing journey, how you want to frame your own classes, what instruments that you would like to work on, what instruments that you would like to go deeper into learning in, what you would like to invest in, how do you want to design your own sessions and move ahead with it. So it's a 2 day power pack schedule of all of these elements, and me and Arjun are really excited to host this um, edition. These editions of courses are going to happen in 3 cities, and I'll be hosting tuning folks and its applications, and 2 other sessions with Arjun in Bangalore.
That's lovely. Wow, that sounds really exciting. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Okay. If we don't have any more questions from everyone, then I guess we can wrap up. Sriram, is there anything else you'd like to share?
Um, Nothing as such. Please do visit the Survey Dashala website, go about the course. If you have any doubts, please do reach out to the team, and they should really be able to help you out. Yeah, Mahima, you can go to the website and register for the retreat. You'll find all the information there. Other than that, you can reach out to the team as well, and they should be able to
Yeah.
help you out with whatever is required with it. Really look forward to seeing you all at the retreat. And let's stay in touch. We all live in a social media era, so Priya will be able to share
Yeah,
uh,
sure.
links that are of Sarveda and myself, so you can stay with touch. If you have any other questions regarding the retreat or anything else as well, I would be
Yeah.
happy to connect with you any point of time.
Thank you, Shriram. Thank you so much for the wonderful session. I really liked the practical aspect of it as well. Thank you so much. Very, very informative. So, for those of you who are interested, the website is sarveda.com, and you can also follow us on Instagram. It's sarveda.shaala, sarveda.shala. And then if you want to connect with Shriram, so his Instagram ID is kalariyogi_Shriram. So thank you very much, and you're very welcome to reach out to us through the website and ask us any questions.